Yo, what's up, guys? This is Why Not Be Reckless, aka Why Not Be Casty. I'm one of the HCS commentators, and we have another HCS Weekly Report. And today is going to be a big one. We're going to be talking about orgs potentially leaving Halo. We're going to be talking about more Rostermania, including some of the biggest stages that we have, the G1s, the native Shopify Rebellions, and even talking about some tournaments that happened just last week and exactly what the results were and what that means for Halo going forward. Like I said, it's an action-packed HCS Weekly Report. Let's get right into it. And even though we cover competitive Halo, you guys are probably wondering, well, why am I focused on the Apex team, formerly of Cloud9? Well, I think it's actually relevant, so stay with me just a little bit here. Cloud9 releasing their roster, giving them opportunity to explore different options. And when we clicked on the tweet longer of Rocker, one of the newer members that to enter the Cloud9 Apex team, the first sentence he put out there was, C9 is no longer able to support us and is leaving Apex. And I thought that wording was really weird and really weird talking about. God, that is bright. So I'm gonna go back to my Twitter here, but I thought it was really interesting. And you guys know me. I really don't like watching anybody's pockets. I don't like talking about, players and orgs when it comes to money, but I think it's actually relevant because obviously me and you aren't immune to the economy. Big time companies aren't immune to the economy. So what makes us think that esports organizations are as well, when a lot of these organizations have their money tied into a lot of crypto, from what I'm hearing, and even though I'm not no financial advisor, but I'm hearing that Cloud9 may just be one of them. So with the crypto economy the way it is, a lot of organizations are going to be really watching their pennies, making sure that the money that they're putting into is smart money. It's money that's going to come back to them as quickly as possible. And Cloud9, one of the organizations that says, you know what, we need to pull back from different esports such as Apex and potentially Halo. We already saw Cloud9 allowing their roster to explore different options. That's exactly what they did. And the Eco and friends ended up hightailing right out of Cloud9 and landed into the arms of SSG, which I've obviously explained multiple times. I'm really excited about the content they're going to create. I love SSG, the org, and what they represent, but it left Cloud9 in a weird space. So we're like, okay, well, what does that mean for Cloud9? Are they leaving Halo? Will they pick up, a different roster? Where exactly did that leave them? And now that we know that they're exiting Apex, I don't think it's far out to think that there's a chance that Cloud9 may not be in Halo for Season 2. And I really wanted to talk about, like I said, the financial part of things, because although like I said, I don't like talking about orgs money, I don't like talking about players' money, I don't want people to wrongfully put like an entire blame onto HCS or Halo when it's not the case. The fact of the matter is, hey man, money's tight all around, and maybe it might be Cloud9's opportunity, or might be in their best interest to ultimately take a step back from Halo. Doesn't mean we won't see them again in the future, but everybody's watching the pennies right now. It's a crazy time. In addition to that, I hate to kind of pile on, but in addition to Cloud9, also talking about G2 as well. In the Twitch chat, Coach Trade Try. I don't think he expected to be screenshotted and put on Reddit when he said this, but I mean, he said it during the cast. I had mentioned that we didn't know exactly what was happening with G2. We had knew that Gilkey and Straight Sick were caught scrimming with different teams, Complexities and Oxygen Esports, and just kind of testing where they may end up landing. Kind of left us thinking like, okay, well, is G2 making a major change? Like, why would Straight Sick and Gilkey be trying out with other teams if there was not a chance that they wouldn't be on G2 going forward? So then that kind of led us to think about, okay, well, what if they're rebuilding around Barcode and Sab? Maybe G2 aren't exactly happy with their placings, aren't exactly happy with the team going forward, and want to mix things up. And apparently Trey coming in and saying that G2 is out of Halo. He just came in there. Okay, is there official? Is this official? We're gonna see a tweet. He said not yet, but it's coming. And wow, I read that. I was like, damn, Trey, like, why you got to put him on blast like that? I had heard rumors that ultimately G2 may be leaving in kind of a very similar situation to where C9 are at, where they're watching their money, watching where they're putting it, and maybe they might be exiting. But I was also waiting for them to, give their official tweet, give us a reason behind it as well, and really kind of talk about it from there. But a lot of things going around the G2 organization. The same for C9, and there may be a chance they may no longer be in Halo. So I'm tired of giving bad news. Let's give like slightly better news, I guess, and let's talk about G1, because apparently Gamers First said, look, there can only be one G. And they say, hey, if it's not going to be the OG, it's going to be the new G. So they came in and they bullied G2 out. They came in on some thug stuff. Like talking about, hey, this is our corner now. You thought you cornered the market. I'm sorry, that's it. And Gamers First have done bullied G2 out of Halo. I don't know. But I did get some crazy news from a trusted source. And I guess right now it gets technically a rumor, but again, this is a trusted source saying that there was obviously some inner turmoil going on with G1. You saw the tweets about Devonator. With Devonator, you heard the interview I did with Eli the Ninja. We covered this a little bit. After Orlando, things with G1 didn't seem the same, and there was something off, and it led us to believe that most likely there's going to be a major team change. And I've actually gotten word that as of right now, the two players that are signed with G1 right now, I'm talking December 5th, 10:25 a.m., Boo Dubu and Pre-Devonator. That leaves Squale and Swish potentially without a home at the moment, which is crazy to think about. We have Squale who actually on the screen right now, consistently, this man shooting 68, 69, 70%. Eli actually said he checked all of the advanced analytics, and Squale is literally the most accurate player in Halo Infinite, which is crazy to think about. Sadly, might be left without a home, and I don't think we should be really surprised by that. We actually seen him running with 3/4 of that Team War roster, everybody except for Hysteria, and we saw him putting work, and he looked really good on that roster, by the way. There was like one bad 4-13 game that we saw, but even then he still shot 70% in a 4-13 game. But outside of that, he was slaying. He was looking great on that Team War roster. So I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire. He was running with them for a reason. Then you think of Swish, man's a grinder, man puts in the work. You would love to see somebody, young, hungry, and really ready to take that next step within his career, stay on a roster like G1. But you can't hide the fact that there was inner turmoil going in, and maybe it involved him, maybe not. Hey, look, I'm not gonna air anybody's dirty laundry or anything like that. All I know that going forward, this roster is gonna be Boo Dubu and Devonator. That's the word that I'm hearing in the streets. Why are you crying? Wait. You could, like I feel like I'm delivering bad news, and like he like bro, hold on, like we like go switch with like Squale, like bro, you do. Wait. Damn, Mac, it's okay. Y'all gonna be good. Y'all gonna find two players. You don't need to cry. But G1 going forward as that duo, and it kind of raises questions like, who's going to be the two that joins Boo Dubu and Devonator? Because if there's anything to say about them, is that not only do they have the talent and the gun skill to absolutely drop bombs and really go insane in almost any game, but they also play a very unselfish brand of Halo. These are two players that you can legitimately build around, that just play the game the right way, play that unselfish brand of Halo, and do what it takes to win the game. So if you can put two absolute slayers around them, you can put two objectives, you can do almost anything with that roster. and I can see them finding success. So let me know in the comments down below, who do you think is the duo that should join G1 to give it the best chance of winning going into season 2? Next up, we got to talk about the huge sign. I tell you, there's a lot going on. We got to talk about the huge signing for Native Gaming, and apparently this is not a hoax. I repeat, this is not a hoax. Please join us in welcoming Coach Hoaxer to the Native family. A big signing for Hoaxer. Obviously a longtime coach of Cloud9, even before Halo Infinite was even released. And it was really unfortunate because once Cloud9 ended up, or the roster, excuse me, ended up getting signed by SSG, it really left Hoaxer without a home. Obviously that team was coached and managed by Elamite, and they weren't planning on going a different direction. So the signing was great for the roster. You know, they're really gonna pull it out of their shell. We're gonna see a lot of content around that team that we really didn't see before. But it really hurt Hoaxer because they left Hoaxer without a home for quite a bit until Native Gaming says, you know what, we got a home for you right here. Man, I love Native Gaming more and more. We did an interview with Deranged Native, the owner of Native Gaming, and really good. Exclamation part YouTube. If you haven't, if you're in the Twitch chat, if you are, scroll down a little. If you're in the YouTube, scroll down a little bit. Find that interview. It's so good. And I just love that crew, man. Yeah, Native Gaming, they're good. They're good dudes. Great owner, good dudes, amazing players. So really excited to see what Hoaxer does with this team. As of right now, we know that Mines, King J, and a few other people were signed, but they're able to explore different options. I know that McWin is signed to the roster. I also believe Collect is signed to Native as well. So maybe they try to build around that McWin and Collect duo. Because I will say, if you're gonna start an organization roster from scratch, you can do a whole lot worse than McWin and Collect. Collect, the rising star that we have in our league. McWin, a savvy veteran, and obviously has the skill to hang with some of the best of the best. Like low key, it's a good start for Native, especially when you bring in Coach Hoaxer. So really excited to see what exactly Native Gaming do going forward. But as of right now, we know that, hey, Coach Hoaxer, he's going to be involved in some way, shape, or form. A lot going on. I gotta take a sip, but a lot going on, boys. Someone edit that. Next up, we're gonna talk about Shopify Rebellion saying goodbye to Gears of War's former Gears of War player Precision, who, Precision's nasty. I'm telling y'all may not know Precision, but he is damn good. Like he is sneakily one of the most underrated amateur players that we have, and I'm telling you, if the right team signs him, he can add value to a championship bracket team. The man is good. He slays out, plays the game well, always covering his teammates back. Like, if you need someone who can drop bombs and be that secondary slayer and really still take your team up another level, I think Precision's that. Sadly, obviously, Shopify Rebellion going into a little bit of a different direction. But no matter where Precision lands, I think it's going to add value to that team, and it leads us to believe, like, so far we know Shopify Rebellion have Mental under contract. Now, we've talked about this time and time again. Mental has not only been seen scrimming, but also seen playing in a bunch of online tournaments, one we're going to talk about a little bit later on. But with YNOT, with Rain, and with Carmea, and they're damn good. Seriously, they are really good together. Mental is absolutely incredible. Obviously, YNOT and Rain, they played a game they march to a beat of their own drum. But when they're firing all cylinders, they are dangerous because they obviously play the game the right way. And then Carmea being a hidden gem, able to put shots, stay alive. He plays on a super high sensitivity of 5.99, 120 FOV. The man sees everything on the map and does so much damage on the map that everybody just comes in, gets those cleanups, and they play around him, being that main damage dealer and his weird ability to stay alive in these awkward situations. So if Mental is signed with Shopify Rebellion, the only player signed, looking for 3 other players, and they've been playing with that roster, I don't think it's far-fetched to think that maybe, just maybe, we see YNOT, Rain and Carmea joining Mental onto Shopify Rebellion, leading into the first tournament of Season 2. And to kind of capitalize on that, of course, they're going as the name Incognito right now because they're trying to hide a little bit. Tournament JJ Events tournament, it was a 4v4 tournament that just got hosted on Saturday. I had the amazing opportunity of casting this. It was so good. It was Roku Yukai, a team that was sporting Renegade, Spartan, Soul Snipe, and Druck. What a freaking team that was. Roku Yukai that made it all the way into the grand finals via the winners bracket, including 3-1ing that very Incognito roster that we talked about, knocking Incognito into the elimination finals. Eventually, Palm Villains, made up of Boo Boo Dubu, Diagram, Suppressed, and Manny, had the two twins of the triplets. Boo Boo Dubu, who we just got done talking about, signed with G1, and then Manny. By the way, Manny, who's currently under Native Gaming, we talked about that as well, alongside Soul Snipe and Druck, Native Red that is. So it was really interesting to see those two go at it. But it was Palm Villains that ended up losing out to Incognito. Incognito able to take them into a grand finals in the first series, game 5, beat them out, and then in the reset, Incognito 3-1ing Roku Yukai. That's right. They got knocked into the elimination bracket by Roku Yukai to begin with, then come back into the grand finals, take them in a game 5, go into the bracket reset, keep that same energy, and come out with a huge win. Does, again, Incognito, but a team that may just be going under Shopify Rebellion in the future. Huge for them, and just more of a reason why this team should be sticking together. If you can beat the likes of a half duo, like a half phase and half Native Red duo, that's incredible. And that really says something about your team going forward, that you guys have the skill to go toe-to-toe with almost anyone in the league. Next up, we're going to finally, we're going to talk about the 1v1 tournament. It was a qualifier, by the way. So $1,000 on the line for yesterday, Sunday. And with that, the top 2 got invited to the grand finals of the Honda 1v1 Cup. By the way, $20,000 spread out, of course, of 4 weeks. So you have $1,000 qualifiers every week. And then that final is $16,000 alone. Absolutely insane. All for 1v1s. We're gonna have 8 players on, I believe, January 4th, playing out for that $16,000 prize pool. And it was really Invicted that was the belle of the ball, if you will, able to beat out the likes of Command Station, Super CC Evades, even Gunplexion to make it into the grand finals through the winners bracket. You probably think like Invicted, like he's been on the stream before. We've actually run matchmaking together. Like he's nasty, but like damn, you out here doing that, making grand finals through the winners bracket. And then you had Sab, who lost out to Boom. By the way, in round 1, Sab was in danger of getting double first rounded. But eventually, let me find this young man real quick, because he went on a crazy run. All right. Where the hell is Sab? Am I blind here? I'm about to be really mad if I really can't find him. Okay, sorry about that. I forgot it starts over here. So Sab immediately, off of his first round elimination bracket, had to play against Boo Boo Dubu. Comes out with the win. Goes up against a player called Malice, who was, by the way, really nasty. We found that out. I actually didn't know too much about Malice, but I'm gonna start doing my research because damn good. Comes out on top of him, Super CC Evades, who's a very good ones player. I actually had a chance to cast this matchup, and it was incredible. But comes out with the 2 over him, beats out Evolving, who, oh my gosh, Evolving is so good at 2s and 1s. It is crazy. If he's able to translate that skill into 4s, Evolving really is going to be an incredible talent. This man somehow is able to predict your movement. He must be a mind reader, because he's able to predict your movement so well. But Sab's raw skill and raw talent were able to get him above that. Eventually, Gunplexion was his matchup in the loser bracket finals. He 2-0s his way through everybody and eventually runs into Invicted, 4-0s him into a bracket reset, into the final game, and didn't lose a. Now that I'm thinking about it, since getting knocked into losers bracket, Sab didn't lose a single game for the rest of the tournament, including making it to the grand finals, including having to bracket reset, including winning the tournament, Sab and Invicted, Sab being the number 1 seed, going into that grand finals on January 4th to play for that $16,000. Absolutely insane. So big ups to Sabinator, big ups to Invicted as well, because he's going to be there as the 2nd seed here in the qualifier. There's still 2 qualifiers left. I believe I'm casting one, if not both of them. I casted for the first 2 already, and really excited to see what exactly happens with the rest of the Honda Fan Cup. And that's going to be your HCS Weekly Report. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you're already live on the Twitch, thank you so much. Well, make sure you type in exclamation mark YouTube in case you miss a show going forward. If you're on the YouTube and you're like, hey, look, I don't want to wait the next day. I want to start watching these live. Don't worry, I got you. Twitch.tv/YNOT_B_casting. Same for my TikTok, same for my Twitter. Get involved. I'm on all socials, and just like you, I love Halo and I love talking about it. I'll see you guys next time.